Hi Gemini, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the second week of August. Let's get right into things. I'm feeling good about your energy, Gemini. We have the new moon in Leo in your house with the sun and Mercury for like 2 days. So Mercury goes into your fourth house, into Virgo, to hang out with Mars and Venus. So first of all, there's a lot of problem-solving energy having to do with anything regarding home, the sale of a home, the buying of a home, the moving into a home, moving out, anything having to do with like your kids, any sort of issues having to do with home. Love, love, love. Mercury in Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo. So Mercury and Virgo really like hanging out together. Then with Mars and Venus, there's going to be a lot of beautiful communicating, problem-solving, gorgeous energy there. But that new moon in Leo, which is all about falling in love, love affairs, but guess what? Creativity. Beautiful energy for those gems who are writers, who are creators, who beautiful problem solving. I love this problem solving energy for any sort of sibling issues, extended family, paperwork that needs to be signed, anything going on having to do with short distance travel, your neighborhood, your neighbors. This is great energy to sign on the dotted line. Like, so if you're negotiating any sort of contract across the wheel, right in the ninth house, which is where there's a lot of negotiating and publishing and you know, advertising and marketing and all of that, which is where you have Jupiter, also Saturn. So there's a lot of energy in that space having to do with negotiating. In Aquarius, it's about really whatever's happening there, whatever negotiating is going on right here, it's really meant to push you forward in your life. So I love, love, love this energy for those of you who are in a space of at least having those important conversations, especially those of you who are going to be signing on the dotted line during this energy. And I really feel kind of like for the next month, really, to be a little more specific. So love, love, love that. All right, before we even get into anything, all right, say what you mean. Patience. Patience is always good, especially as the central card. Gem, take a breath. Look, and we got home. Beautiful energy. Yep, yep. So Mercury, it's going to be on the 11th of the month. Mercury is going to be entering Virgo, moving out of that Leo energy into Virgo. Okay, to hang out with Mars and Venus. Then Venus, you know, Venus is that the energy that I've been talking about. Obviously, she's beautiful. She's all about what's equitable, what's right, what's fair. She's a money energy. She's an energy of win-win situations and all of that. But in her shadow manifestation, she could be, you know, if something doesn't feel right, like she doesn't like competition. She doesn't like any situation that's not measuring up to her ideal. She's very focused on tempering a situation that she feels maybe has swung too far in the wrong direction, right? So it's very important to understand the different complexities of the Venusian energy, especially when she's hanging out with Mars, and now with very critical Virgo with Mercury in there, very mental energy as well. So the reason I'm bringing this up, and I did mention it in my last reading, is because while Venus is fabulous always, right? When, depending on how she's being aspected, don't be surprised if there's a lot of attention focused on things that are going on, either having to do with the house or the actual house, or something to do with your roots, your family, your sense of self-care, how you're feeling emotionally, as far as are you struggling with any fears of security, anything like that can rise up at this time. But what's really nice is that with Mercury in there, you're going to be able to talk about it. You're going to be able to talk about the possible shadow manifestations of that Venusian energy. So again, I really like it for you. I think it's good. Love yourself. Trust the divine plan. Correct your mistakes. All right. Well, we have to see the mistakes sometimes in order to correct them. So maybe you're thinking a little off base with some sort of home situation. Well, let's see. Let's see what the wisdom of the oracle says, and then we'll just sort of bring it all together. And then I'll pull a Celtic cross spread for more general messages, and then I'll do first some relationship. I'll timestamp below. Remember, guys, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and try to make it fit if it's not your reading. This is for the general archetype of Gemini. I don't know you or your personal natal chart to see how the transits are impacting you, unless I work with you already. Okay, so we have say what you mean, say what you mean, love yourself, and between worlds. So that's a very on point energy I feel for Geminis, is the North Node. There's a lot of changes going on for you and Sagittarius right now. And Scorpio and Taurus energy is starting to feel it, because they're going to be the next nodal shift, right? Right now, we have the South Node in Sagittarius, the North Node in Gemini. So, you're feeling a lot of changes. There's no question. A lot of you guys have been doing a lot of changing in relationships, how you handle relationships, family situations, really changing you on a very visceral level, how you approach issues in your life, recognizing where maybe you've gotten in your own way in the past, wanting to make some really big changes. The North Node transiting the first house of self for you is absolutely fabulous. It just really is. So loving yourself, and loving yourself despite despite of flaws and anything else that's come up. It's really about leaning into your shadow side and embracing it, and giving hugs and kisses to the darker elements that you recognize within yourself, and hugging it and loving those parts of yourself to the point of healing, so that those things aren't an issue in your life anymore. And I feel like you're sort of in the process of doing that, right? As between worlds, it's you're working through, you're sieving through the past, which I think is really, really nice for you, particularly because you have Chiron retrograde in Aries in your 11th house, which is your hopes and wishes. And so you're doing a lot of healing. There's a lot of healings around your friends, around the groups that you choose to be involved with, but also around your hopes and your wishes, and your 5-year plan and your 10-year plan, and where it is that you see yourself going, and recognizing that there are shifts, that there's been a game-changing energy that's hit relatively recently. I'm saying like within the past 6 months, I'd say, if not over the course of the last year. And a lot of the changes, it's bringing you to this precipice where you're realizing it's like, okay, that's done. That part of my life is done. But yet you didn't close the door yet. But as you step into this future. So I really like it, because I feel like, Gemini, almost like you're loving yourself into the future, and you're respecting yourself enough to close down the past. You know what I mean? So we have the patience energy that's being clarified by trust the divine. How could you do one without the other, right? You can't trust the divine without a certain element of patience, and you can't be patient without trusting the divine. Trust the divine plan. Somebody else is driving the car here, right? Just stay open to the change, because that's what's going to end up bringing you peace. Staying open is going to bring you the peace. Very nice. So we have this home energy, again, where we have that Virgo with Mars, Venus, and then once the 11th hits, Mercury is going to be hanging out there. Beautiful energy where you're going to be focusing on correcting mistakes. So this does not only have to do with your physical home. Again, it can, but it doesn't have to. This could be maybe you wanting to correct mistakes within family. Correcting mistakes in how you've been taking care of yourself. Your self-care, meaning how you help yourself feel secure. This is not the kind of energy where it's like working out and eating healthy and going to therapy and all of that. That's 6th house stuff. That's 6th house, 12th house stuff. 4th house is, how are you making sure that you feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure? Your foundation. Some of you are going to be looking to correct your mistakes that you have made as a parent. And you're going to be very blessed as you do that. None of us are perfect, my friend. None of us are, right? So very nice energy here. There's nothing to be mad at. It looks just lovely. Like you're just moving into this next stage. Let's just wrap that little getting lay of the land energy there. And let's just throw down a Celtic cross spread. Our Gemini friends. Messages for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The general archetype. Any messages that are going to help Gemini understand how to best navigate this week, the second week of August 2021. Beautiful. All right. Gem, you're so excited for this new beginning of this chapter of your life, but you're scared to death, the whole thing. You know, we have this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is, again, being in a very strong position, right? You are tired. You're tired. Well, the nodal energies are always tired, but you know, energized on the one hand, but like energetically exhausted, you know. Gemini energy, you might be feeling, especially like the last 6 months of like this nodal connection, being the North Node. Keep it in mind, right? You want to think about it like this, Gem, right? So you guys are in the North Node of the moon, right? Of everybody, right? It's the North Node for the transiting all of the energy. So all of the energies are sort of like looking at you and pulling at you to make changes, right? You're like the true north of everybody right now. That's really tiring. That's really tiring. So really tired. But you could also at the same time be feeling pretty defensive right now about how you're handling a situation, how something is supposed to play out. Keep in mind, remember that shadow manifestation of Venus, she has no patience, right, for something that's not measuring up. If she's feeling like something's not fair, she whips out her claws. The Venusian energy in this space. So, you're really going to be looking at fairness here, and are things equitable. You're going to be feeling very defensive. It's okay. It's temporary. It's not going to last. But you definitely want to make sure that you don't allow yourself to stay in any kind of negative mindset. Literally talk yourself out of it. Whether it means busying yourself, watching a good film, throwing yourself into a good book, going for a run, doing something just to maintain balance, right? Because you want to have this very careful approach right now. 9 of Wands, then comes what? 10 of Wands, right? So you don't want to get to that space. So it does seem like though you were able to do that because, right, this is the past. You like reaching this point where it's like something's got to give. Can't do this anymore. And we have the 4 of Wands right now, which is great. And the 4 of Wands is a Venus and Aries energy. Very nice. It's about freedom and creativity and a strong foundation. And that's lovely to have with the Virgo, Mars, and Venus and Mercury in your 4th house of foundation. And this is success after completion. So whether it's like you landed that job, you found that house, you finalized that group of people that you're going to be dealing with. Something has, you've reached the next plateau of something at least, right? Very celebratory vibe though. Your talent and what you offer to a person or a situation is appreciated. This is nice. For some of you in the space of relationship, this could indicate a new partner opening up their heart, expressing their love and affection. This could also be a new partner coming in as far as, or a group of people having to do with work. Very auspicious energy for creativity, projects flourishing, really great energy. And it's like that connection is going to incite a strong foundation for you. So there's nothing to be mad at here. Remember, Venus is about what's equitable and Aries is fresh path, new perspective. Now, what is your challenge is the Ace of Cups. Well, so the Ace of Cups is, you might be in the space of something about a situation. Even though things might be going well, there might be some element in your life where you're struggling with either some sort of disappointment, feeling let down, depression. Some of you are going to be resonating with it like that. Some of you may be very ready to, for example, get pregnant, very ready to open that business, get that new job, whatever it is. But it's like something is not, that's the current challenge. So maybe you haven't heard back about that, the outcome of that deal or that job or the results of something, right? You could be waiting, you're like bells and whistles on, you're totally ready for it, right? And I feel like it's happening, right? Because the current situation is the Ace of Pentacles. Like you're in this new space. This is just auspicious for every area of your life. And it really is indicative of happiness and contentment and getting what you want, whatever it is, right? Money coming to you quickly, or you're at least shown how to achieve what it is that you want, to have that foundation of stability, right? So this could be a new job, a new somebody financing you, somebody, that loan coming through, whatever it is, could have to do with money, but this could also indicate a new job, a new connection, a new job, a new offer, a new connection, because Pentacles is also mental, physical, and emotional connection. So really, really good. And Gem, dare I say, don't doubt your good luck at this time, because you deserve it. You do deserve it. What is the basis that's going on right now? Basis of the situation. The 10 of Swords. Sometimes it's just got to be like this, Gem. That's it. Mercury and Virgo, endings. Is an ending that you're experiencing in your life that has a history to it. So this is the final release of that relationship, the final release of that job, saying, listen, it was wonderful while I had it. It served its purpose, but it's time to release it. And it's the finality and the release of something that releases you from the frustration, the disappointment, the stress, whatever it was, that's prompting the need for that thing to not be in your life anymore. Even if it's painful right now, it's the end of a challenging time, so that now you can move forward lighter, healthier, fresher mindset, fresher eyes. So we have the recommended approach, the suggested approach here is the Empress energy, lovely Venus. You know, love is always a good way of looking at things, because Venus is about love, but she's that beautiful trifecta, right? She's love, she's money, and she's also all about things being equitable, so that we feel good about being what it is that we're in, right? And she's all about that. So making sure really that your emotional needs are being met, and that you feel very connected to what you're doing, because the end goal here is growth. No matter what it is, growing in that relationship, growing in that job, growing in that friendship, that family connection, getting past that family situation, all of that means growth, getting past. So really, like that problem-solving energy that's going to be going on in the 4th house, having to do with your home, your foundation. With the help of the Empress energy, I really like that. Empress is also mother. And again, that home is the home of mother, because it's ruled, it's Cancer energy, it's ruled by the moon. So a lot of you are going to be focusing on your children and, growing something as well, if it's not your children. So we have the Knights of Wands energy. This is the external energy or others that you're dealing with. So the Knight of Wands energy is really about firing up the ambition. What I like about this is something is going to be happening external to you that's going to speed things up. Something's going to be happening where blocks are going to be lifted. Decisions are going to be coming in from outside in an area that you might be waiting on, right, to move forward in. But it's like somebody from the outside coming in, right, which is really great. Now we have the hope and the fear, which can always show up as a block here, is this Knight of Cups energy. So you're hoping for a certain proposal, but you're also scared of it. So, and this is a very emotional time. This is Aquarius and Pisces energy. It's things are changing. Change can be scared, even when it's great. That's the thing, But with the Knight of Cups energy as your block here, Gemini, I'm going to call it what it is. You might be in like this little voice in your head. You might be thinking that you have unrealistic expectations. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. But you're there questioning it. That's the thing. It's like a job comes in, an offer comes in, a new relationship comes in, something comes in, and it's like too good to be true. No, I don't know. I don't know if that could happen. Oh, if that's going to happen to you, Gemini, listen. Listen to Jackie, okay? Stop. You can't do that, right? Because intention carries energy. Those thoughts become things. You don't want to put the kibosh in anything. Manifest good stuff, all right? Good things only, good vibes only. If you feel yourself getting sucked into a space where it's like good stuff is happening, but you start to question it, I'm not even kidding. Seriously, put on a comedy show, throw yourself into something, call a friend. Don't even put it out there, though. Change your channel, change your channel, get off that frequency and go positive. Don't allow that energy to suck you in. No. No. I'm going to tell you why you might be feeling that way, because Neptune is sitting across the wheel from the 4th. And Neptune is very smoke and mirrors. I'm not sure if this is worth it. I'm not sure if it's going to work, especially if it has anything to do with career or anything creative like that. Anything, well, actually, let me just say anything having to do with your long-term goals. I don't know. Neptune and Pisces, I don't know. Maybe I'm probably going to end up getting shafted, or I'm going to end up getting the lousy end of the stick, or I'm going to end up at the end of the day having to sacrifice what I really want, need, and desire, and it's going to end up falling apart. And no. No, don't allow that. All right? Cut it out. As we talk about how you're going to be feeling anxious and overwhelmed and worried. You might even be having trouble sleeping, Gemini, because you're not going to be responding well to the fabulous that's happening externally to you. And you're just going to, this is the thing. Not everything in your life is going to be going smoothly, right? We all have compartments within our life. So depending on how you're resonating with this. But there is no question that a couple of compartments are going really fabulously and a couple are questionable. Don't allow the questionable to trump over, to shadow over the positive. Don't allow that. What's going really well, nurture that, cultivate that, because cultivating that is going to incite a stronger foundation. And at the end of the day, you're going to feel really good about yourself, and whatever is not working out, life has a funny way of taking care of that. And it will, and you will be, because you're going to be moving on. You're going to be turning your back on the past in a really healthy way. This is the Sun and Aries energy. This is one of the good fortune cards. Thriving business, busy, intense period. Some of you are getting married. Some of you are getting engaged. A really important relationship right in front of you, at least. Some of you are going to be moving on to realize your plans. Maybe you're moving to a new state. Maybe you're just moving homes. Whatever it is, you may be dealing with unconventional people or in an unconventional situation. Bask in the uniqueness of it all, because this is no time to hide your fabulous. The only thing I want to say, though, with this energy here, balance is really important right now. Really important for you. Meaning, so you have several areas in your life, obviously, right? We all know that. You have home, you have work, you have your friendships, you have your intimate life, maybe your children, depending on your family, whatever's going on. And so something really good is coming in. Don't abandon everything else, or don't not pay attention to the other things in your life, because of I'm not saying you would, but just I'm reiterating the importance of not doing that. Right? Try to find balance if you can. You're coming into a very, very busy time period. You just are. Between now and the end of the year is just going to be crazy busy for you. It just really is. So that's really hard, right? I mean, Gemini energy is scattered to begin with, and now we're throwing all of this on. It's very exciting. And it's very easy to not look at the icky, uncomfortable stuff in our life, right? But it's about balance. Look at the icky, uncomfortable stuff. Don't put that stuff off, right? Because you want to have a really nice full manifestation of everything by the time the North Node leaves you and goes into Taurus in January, right? So we really want to bring that. So I love this for you. Okay, cool. So let's see what's going on for those of you in a relationship. Let's see what comes up. Let's see. Yes, please, Chariot, Star, Lovers, Four of Swords, Judgment, Eight of Swords, Four of Wands, Three of Swords. Very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be pulling more cards on these, but, let's just get into this. Chariot is about, it's a Cancer energy, actually, right? It's going towards that metaphorical home space, away from anything that's toxic, that's not working in relationship. So you might even have like an energy from the past. It's sort of just like lingering around you, because you're going to be doing a lot of thinking about where you've been versus where you're going. Just you can't not be with Chiron retrograde in Aries in your 11th house. You can't not be, right? So you're going to be thinking a lot about that, and you're going to be having this sort of like spiritual awakening. I know that sounds very, very dramatic, but you are. I mean, it's just assessing and letting go of the past and making a decision about the past, saying, for very real reasons, and these real reasons, this, and this, whatever happened in the past is not part of my present day because of this, and this. And these are very real and very healthy realizations that you're having, right? And the whole idea of love and the whole idea of relationship is assessed, and it's just shifting into a new phase. Now, some of you, there might be a need for either reconciliation, if you think the relationship was worth it, or some of you are totally in the throes of reconciling why you stayed in something for as long as you did, why you allowed yourself to be in something when you were in it, or reconciling why you recognize within yourself a situation was no longer healthy for you, where maybe it was at one point, but you evolved. And being able to actually label those things, right? But the judgment energy really is a sort of, it's Pluto energy, right? In astrology, it's Pluto. So it's really about this endings bringing new beginnings. But, in numerology, this is connected to the High Priestess and Justice. So, looking at how equitable were things, how fair were things. Did you feel good about, what's been going on, what was going on in your past? Were there a lot of secrets? Maybe there were a lot of secrets that you thought that were unfair. And you're recognizing all of these things right now in hindsight, and you're making the decision. And I feel like for some of you, even if you're in a relationship now, it's almost like the final, like floating hairs or tentacles or something from like a past connection are going to be getting nipped, like finally. You're finally going to say with like very strong conviction, that past relationship that didn't work, I could never go back to that person that I thought at one point I couldn't live without because of this, and this. And what a healing energy that is. My goodness, look at the star. This is the strength energy, right? In numerology, which is about creating balance, bringing balance. This is about hope, guidance, inspiration, and a change for the better after a difficult time. So you're very destined to be with somebody, Gemini. There's no question. Those of you who are single, it's time to find that soulmate, that person who you feel like, yeah, this is my person. We're going to walk through life together. We're going to be really good friends, and that's it, Very nice energy. Beautiful. But it's very forward thinking because the star is Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's like, where are we going? What's our 5-year plan, or 10-year plan? It's not to be where we're standing right now. Let's go. But with the 8 of Swords, listen, with release, there's always a little something because we're not robots, as it turns out. Jupiter and Gemini. Restrictions, feeling it trapped, thinking things, are always going to sort of stay in this space for you. Don't get in your own way here. Make sure that any anxiety that you're experiencing right now, any challenges in your ability to concentrate, any feeling like, I don't know if I belong in this situation, but I don't know. I know I don't belong in that situation. I'm not sure where I belong. I'm not really sure what all of this means. It's this, what's happening here, though I'm feeling this very strongly, Gemini, is there's this need to release in order for the healing to come in. But you're not sure how to do that. That's the tricky part. Because with Jupiter and Gemini, remember Jupiter, if Jupiter's a fabulous sign, but when it's in an energy, take that energy and blow it up, expand it. So you're going to take Gemini, ruled by Mercury. It's all about mental in your mind. Take that and blow it up. It's like you're so in your head right now about something that needs to be released. You know it. But you're just not sure of what the other side of everything looks like. But you have to make the choice here. There is this choice. So some of you are in this space where you're just not sure. Some of you, if you are in the right relationship, because maybe you keep thinking about this person from the past, but you're thinking about the person from the past if you haven't fully healed them, because Chiron's retrograde in Aries right now. That's why. It doesn't mean that you need to be pulled back to them. But it's like this energy, it's like I feel like a lot of you are with a beautiful energy or in a beautiful space, but it's like almost like you're not allowing yourself to open up and experience the good space, whether you're with somebody or not. I'm kind of getting it both ways here. Then we have the Lover's energy, which is great. Gemini energy, it's you. It's always about choice, though. It's about choice. And when we have that working with the Four of Wands, you having a strong foundation in relationship is up to you and no one else. So whatever you're going to bring in and pull into you, it's your decision to make, and it depends how you approach the situation. No one else has control over that but you, right? And so now, speaking directly to those of you who are in relationship, if there's any area, look, no relationship is perfect, right? That's the understanding of the Lover's card, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite, you see the two lovers with the clouds between them, and the cloud would be conflict and cracks in the foundation of the relationship, and that's fine, right? I mean, that's life. And they're reaching for each other, though, right? And their hands aren't quite meeting. So it's sort of this attempt of like, I'm going to meet you halfway and work out these issues. And then if we can work out these issues, we're going to have the blessing of Archangel Raphael and the luminary of the sun to give us everything that we need to work this out. But that's all under the condition that you guys are in it absolutely together to be able to have this really nice, strong foundation within the relationship. Some of you are just going to be straight up making the decision you need to leave an energy in the past once and for all. It's time to address that and allow a new partner to come in and open up your energy enough so that they could express how they feel about you, and that they're not getting that do not disturb sign, you know what I mean, under construction, that metaphorical sign kind of pushing them away, right? Because that's what we can do sometimes, just as people. So we have the Four of Swords here. Four of Swords is about stepping back for perspective. Really good energy for therapy, doing any kind of shadow work. Those of you who are doing shadow work actively, great. Just figuring out a better strategy for moving forward. So a lot of you may be realizing, okay, you know, if I've done A, B, and C in the past in relationships, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be a healthier version of myself in relationship. And you're going to notice that you're gonna create that energy for yourself in relationship as well. But you can't not look at the disappointment. You can't do shadow work. You can't level yourself up without recognizing past heartbreak and the pain of a truth. And the idea of how betrayal has played out in your life. You can't. But what's really nice about the Three of Swords energy is while you're taking this time out, the lights are gonna come on. And the confusion's going to be gone. And you're going to realize that you were looking at something through a fog, through a Neptunian energy, through, smoke and mirrors, not looking at the red flags, rose-colored glasses, all that stuff that we talk about. But this is healing, moving past it, to begin some real healing. I don't mean fake healing. Fake healing is like when you're telling your friends and family, I'm never going back to that person. They're not good for me. I'm never doing it again. And then when you're sitting quietly, you're like, oh, but. No, this is like when you're sitting quietly by yourself, you saying with a very strong conviction to yourself, I'm never going back to that energy again, that type of energy. Just not doing it. It's not good for me. I'll never be happy in that. They had a lot of good qualities. That type of relationship was fun. I miss the fun, or I miss whatever. Calling out what you miss. Not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but saying for so many bigger reasons, that kind of thing cannot exist in my future. It's really not going to make me happy. And just being okay with that. Really being okay with that. So, tempering, nice. Three of Coins, beautiful. Queen of Swords, yeah, love it. Such a realistic energy here. I'm getting beautiful groundedness, to be honest. We have the Temperance energy, which is it's a Hierophant energy. So Hierophant is, first of all, Temperance is Sagittarius, but in numerology, it's the Hierophant energy, which is not only about marriage, it's about committed relationship, it's about expectations. What do you expect in relationship? What do you feel like consistently what expectations are put upon you? How do you feel about that? Are you comfortable having expectations put upon you? Are you comfortable needing to conform? Maybe you're not. And maybe that's part of the lesson that you're learning right now, that at the end of the day, you very much want to be in a loving, close relationship, but you're really not You're not looking to have that traditional conforming type of thing. Or maybe you are. Whatever it is, though, what's on the other side of this is reconciling whatever that situation is that's going on. So for those of you who are in relationship, beautiful cooperation, moderation, healing, a new level of trust, patient cooperation after a pretty challenging time period, right? It's beautiful energy, just tempering. Three of Coins is collaborating, coming together. There's nothing to be mad at here. This is beautiful. You guys might be moving, doing work on your home, selling your home, something like that. This is another energy, though. I have to tell you, a lot of good things are going to be happening to you in the good. There are good things going on, no question, in certain areas. Just be careful of anybody being jealous. You know, let the detractors just make you stronger and just have a smile on your face. And that's all. But this is you looking, just getting real, Virgo and Libra energy, motivated to find out the truth and the psychological motivation of not only yourself, but other people, what's going on now. And again, keeping it real with that Chiron retrograde, you might be really thinking about past relationships and what, and not in a lamenting kind of way, but to better understand what went on with that person. And then giving the follow-up question, why did I feel okay to be in that? You know what I mean? Very strong energy, though. But you're you're doing the work here. It does seem like you're definitely doing the work. So I'm really liking that. I don't know, Gemini, it's very interesting. Because even though this is a relationship read, I just feel like a lot of you are just so working on yourself. And the benefit is going to sort of roll out on the other side of this, where it's going to positively impact relationship for you. Some of you are going to be reconnecting with people from your past, just keeping it real, but you're going to be doing things in a very different way with the Fool energy. Very different. Very different. But, with the Wheel, it's like there's no question at all that you have reached a turning point in a situation here, right? And this is the Magician and the Sun energy. So it's time. It's time for that very deep heart-to-heart talk. It's time to step into that this next cycle of your life together, especially those of you who are moving, getting involved in some sort of new project, anything like that. It's like this stepping across the threshold into something new and away from toxicity, away from stuff that wasn't working, away from stuff that wasn't working. So absolutely beautiful. If you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, beautiful, because you're stepping into a new time, not only for yourself, but it's going to be with you and a partner as well. For those of you who are together. My lights just went out. Did you see that? Okay, cool beans. We're going to do this by candlelight. All right, who knows? Gemini, what's going on? I'm not stopping the reading now. 37 minutes in. Nope. I got my candles. What's going on? I'm telling you, this has been a weird week for me. I don't know about you guys. Weird week. Things that never go on have been going on. So let's see what we have. Okay. And don't worry, I'll hold these nice and close up to the camera so you can see what's going on. For those of you in separation, let's just see, are they still thinking about you? What are some things that, now this could be you towards them towards you. Doesn't really matter. It's the energy of the situation. Okay. Okay, I hide my true self from you because you challenged me to expand. I hid my true self. I hid my true self from you because you challenged me to expand. Then we have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And then we have that clarified by, I don't know if I can ever be exactly who you expect me to be. So this is somebody who just was not very emotionally intelligent, it doesn't seem. I should have believed in you. You always had my best interests at heart. Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. I need more time to figure things out, but I don't want to lose you. So somebody needs some self-analysis there. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you moved on. Self-indulgence, focusing on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. And then that's being clarified by, you make me feel a kind of anxiety I have never known, yet desired in a way I have never known. It's definitely still a lot of emotion here. Somebody doesn't really have the tools in their toolbox to look at themselves in a healthy way just yet. But it seems like they're trying in their own way to get more honest with themselves. But it's difficult. It's painful. And yeah, they feel like you expect things from them that they could never be. And maybe that's the truth, you know. Maybe at the end of the day, they can't be that, you know. Anyway, my friends, that is what I have for you for the second week of August. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a very beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.